Hello, let's let the light in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Thursday with Leigh. We're going to do a Thursday afternoon 15-minute Q&A for you because there's no surprise that we are walking into a recession. We're two consecutive quarters of negative growth, but that does not mean the world has ended. Yeah, that day could come, but it's not today. So I want to be here to help you with some action ideas and some plans and some understanding so that if you are out there trying to keep your mind right, that's what we're going to do here on Thursdays at 5:30. So I was looking for y'all to ask me any questions that you have and answer as much as I can. So if you've never met me, hey, what's up? I'm a 22-year realtor. Prior to that, I sold chainsaws for Husqvarna premium chainsaws. And prior to that, of course, I was a stockbroker and did not belong on Wall Street with this accent. I'll just be honest with you. Some people deduct IQ points when you're Southern, and they should not because that's ugly and rude. But in my 22 years as a realtor, and being the child of a realtor, I have been educated through the savings and loan crisis and through all of the interest rate wildness and through the Great Recession. So I've seen the ups and the downs and the sideways. And the first thing I want you to know about real estate and recessions is that houses sell no matter what. In every market condition, up, down, sideways, houses sell. You know why? It's because people need somewhere to live. So if you are an investor, one of my investors put a property under contract today. It's got 9 units in it. So it's a nice little tiny place to, well, tiny. I mean, tiny as compared to like the big hedge fund apartments. Okay. So small for the apartment world, big for a lot of people. And he said, am I crazy to buy something in this market? And I said, heck no. I said, because when markets hit economic hiccups, some people that would have been homeowners decide to rent, and that's okay. The other thing about a unit like the one they're purchasing, it's not super schwanky, A plus, hardwood floors, granite countertops, floor to ceiling glass. It is what we would call workforce housing. It is opening price point rentals. There's always a market for that. So if you are sick of watching your stock portfolio, markets like the one we're in right now, on the day that it bounces, maybe harvest some of your gains and talk about real estate. When you're looking at investment real estate, by the way, the comps are different. We don't comp it by similar sales. We comp it by the rents of the property as it stands today. So you look at what it's bringing in, not what it could bring in. And so a really savvy investor's going to say it's doing X today and Y tomorrow. So lots of opportunities out there. And I love being an investor in real estate. I love being somebody who has inexpensive rentals because y'all know it's gotten so expensive in almost every zip code. The people who get hurt the most are the ones that are hourly workers or they're on disability, single parent households. So think about where you can be a part of the solution even to the housing crisis by being a real estate investor. Hey, what's up? So if you don't know anything about that space, let me know and I can help. And if you're thinking of investing anywhere in the Charlotte-ish region, you let me know and I'll help because I don't just talk about investors. I am one. But full disclosure, I do not manage my own rentals. I have actually 2 amazing property managers. One is probably my favorite plus because she's a super involved local realtor, and I don't try to handle tenants, not my jam. So, also thinking about a recessionary era, another thing you have to consider is that a lot of homeowners are going to be having some real financial stress. We're all seeing that a lot of different companies are announcing big layoffs. That means some people are going to have trouble making the mortgage. And if you are a realtor, you need to make sure you are up to snuff on how to talk about workouts and loan modifications, how to talk about deed in lieu and short sales, because all of those options should be part of any neighbor's path before they go anywhere close to foreclosure, which can devastate them for a long time. And frankly, y'all, I'm not going to judge you if you call me and you're in financial trouble. We are going to troubleshoot it and figure out what your options are. And the really good news is, since the markets have shot up so much in 2.5 years, if you were to hit a job hiccup or run out of the money to make your payments because your household budget got out of whack, you can probably sell now and still get a really nice chunk of equity. And if you've been in that house 2 of the past 5 years, your capital gains are likely going to be non-taxable, all depending on marital status and depending on the price point. So again, a reason to talk to your realtor. So I just point those things out because when recessionary times hit, if you watch the news, you're probably throwing up in your mouth a little bit. If you're looking at your stock statements, stop it. I mean, that's a terrible idea. Do not look at your 401k statement at all. You're not retiring, so quit looking at it. Now, I have been messaging my financial advisor because I want to make sure that I do have what I call my little stockpile, because that is what I'm going to have available to make some purchases when other people hit financial hiccups. All right. So I want to also remind you that as an investor and as a realtor, I have an obligation to help people as much as I can. I want to give them every possible alternative to losing their house. But there's always going to be somebody out there who does not pay the bills, does not listen, does not believe the house could get gone. And so it's going to get gone. Well, in the last recession, y'all, I didn't have a lot of extra money. I also had 2 kids in my house, that weren't potty trained when the recession started. So there was no extra money laying around. Now, I've gotten way better at saving since then. And so now I can take advantage of it. So if you're not take advantage of it, I'll be able to participate, right? And the last house I was in gave me some dried raspberries and it's in my throat now, but they were very good and they were organic. So anyway, I want to make sure that I'm equipped to participate when a deal hits the market. So, oh, hey, Lori. And so what I want you to remember too is that if somewhere in you feel guilty for buying a house that is distressed, it's bank owned, it's just a mess, you're actually providing a solution to the community, because any savvy investor that buys a house that needs some love puts a little bit of love into it. That's also why I love your mom and pop investors more so than hedge fund investors, because they're not looking at the neighborhood as a place that needs to have the values protected. An individual mom and pop investor like me, I look at a house and say, you know what? We need some azaleas. We need to do some paint. We'll fix up this rotted wood and let's move somebody in here that will take care of it. So there's ways to be part of your housing market, not being a drag on it, and providing lots of options. I will also tell you that as we go into a recessionary area, there's going to be more scam artists coming out. And I think y'all saw my video a couple of days ago. One of my past clients, I love him. I love his wife. They're dealing with some medical issues. And so they've got a lot going on. And they get this phone call. And the phone call said, we'll give you between $400 and $1,000 cash. And all you have to do is sign a piece of paper that will let us sell it one day when you sell it. And he, of course, texted me because I'm his person. And he said, is this legit? And I said, oh, heck no, because what they wanted him to sign, y'all, was a 40-year listing agreement. It would have outlived him and his wife, would have carried along with the house. It is such a nasty thing. It's being investigated by North Carolina's Attorney General and also by Florida. And that's what happens when markets get a little bit nervy. People come out of the woodwork to scam. And so if you are not a scammer, and I'm guessing you're not, if you're here on Leigh Brown's live feed, you are the good person in the game. You need to let people know to call you first so that you can say, yes, that's all right, or no, that is not. And I'm just really grateful that he knew to reach out to me, because I think I saved him from a 40-year listing agreement of scammers. And so it's going to keep happening. You will see people that will offer to do a bank workout and charge for it. They charge for credit score improvement, all manner of things. We're not playing any of those games. A good professional realtor says, let's talk about your options, A, B, and C, D, E, and F. Let's figure out what makes sense to you. Now, if you are a realtor, I want you to know this going into a recession. I just told you you have to offer all these options to the people you know. You better get educated right quick, and you better be visible and talking to people so that they know that you, their local realtor, is a good resource. Too many realtors out there have chosen a path of mediocrity. They're not choosing to do extra education. They're not choosing to be visible. I need you, if you're watching this, to choose to be something more, because when you tell people that you have ideas for them, that's going to elevate their outcome. And that's what we're here for. So I don't see any questions over here in the comments, but just know that if you have a question, there's going to be a link posted where you can submit something and you can come back and hang out with me on Thursdays, because we can ride out any storm together. And frankly, any boat's easier to row with more than one person's at the oars. So make sure you say hi to me in the comments, and I'll say hi to you back. See ya.